Yo, yay. Yo, yay, yo, yay. We almost done with this 25 shift. What a quick shift it was. Very, very speedy shift. Blessed enough to have made it as far as we came. If you're watching this, congratulations. Bless you. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we all get to share these moments. And to reflect on this shift that just passed, man. Woo! If there's any time to get connected to God, right now is the time, man. If there's any more evidence you need, I think right now is the time to lock in. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't a believer before, I think now is the a great time to start believing in something, and whatever you want to see changing, you try your very best to help manifest that and be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Because this world is, a lot of things are coming to the light. They say what's in the darkness must come to the light. So there's a lot of dark truths. That's what we like to highlight, the dark side of things. But it just makes you question, like, who's behind the energy and the things that we fear, or the things that prevent this world from being what we wish it to be, in a positive sense. All the things that we thought made us happy and made us fit, made us think that it was fulfillment. What are the things preventing us from that? And that's what you have to ask yourself. Because if there isn't anything preventing you from being your best self, or there isn't anything really stopping you from making a change in the world, you really have no excuse. You just have to find those pieces around you and make the magic happen. It's when you give your power away that, you start becoming a collective, compromise on your own progress, along with other people and things that think the same. So, going into this next shift, you just have to ask yourself what you feed the energy into and how is it benefiting you and your environment. That's it. Things you're in control of, you do your best about it. Things you can't control, you leave it to God. And if you really believe God will take care of it, if you have any faith or belief system in a creator, you'll put your action behind what it is you could change, and you'll let the storyline ride out however it's supposed to. That's all you can do. But as far as just the way things are shifting right now, depending on what angle you want to look at it from, we're all in control of it. Nothing in this world can run without human beings. You know what I'm saying? And your energy is important to every project that succeeds. You know what I'm saying? Because without people, it's just there. You can have some of the best inventions, but if it isn't used by people, it doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Other than self-fulfillment. So, you have to start asking asking these questions. If I'm, when I'm watering and planting my seeds, where am I getting my source from? How am I hydrating myself? How am I keeping my garden smooth? You know what I'm saying? What am I feeding my garden? What am I feeding my plants? What am I watering my garden with? And what type of benefits am I expecting when I plant my seeds? What type of fruits am I expecting? What are those fruits supposed to do for me? And that's how you got to treat life. You know what I'm saying? Things only grow when you feed it. So you got to ask yourself, on this planet, what are you feeding and what's growing in your life? That's it. In the meantime, just keep conquering. Keep being the best version of yourself. Still paying attention to things you're not in control of. You can't control certain things, it's okay. You're not supposed to control it. Just do your best. Do your best and keep it solid. Keep it solid. Stay busy. Keep your spirit fulfilled for yourself, so that way you're not worried about the outside, the things you can't change. Only focus on things you can change, so that way you're not worried about things you can't change. Keep your eyes on your own lane, in your own lane. Don't worry about anything going on in anybody else's lane, because It's none of your business what other people think, how they feel. And, you know, whatever you're not in control of, that's none of your business. Whatever you are in control of, that's what you can take and do the best with. But in the meantime, don't stress yourself. Be at peace with self and conquer, man. That's about it, man. God bless you. Take care of your health. Take care of your energy. You know what I mean? Conquer your universe. Yo.